And we're back! Wednesday! Yeah, I realized as I sort of wrote the script, and this was right from the beginning, that things were, like, very, it's just, we couldn't go for another 10 minutes on Wednesday and Thursday. It would just be too long. And you don't even know how much more you can really get out of a story like this, and especially if Thursday's sort of the big finale, the big gasp at the end, then Thursday's just going to be a repeat of Tuesday or Monday. And we didn't want that, so I just really thought it's just very brief, just both of them aren't there. And this has two of pretty much everyone's favorite lines, is, I think we need to go back to Mischievous Cottage, and the whole soup commercial bit there that you saw on the computer. That's actually Graham's computer. And now we're on to Thursday. I guess you could say there definitely is like a Shining-esque sort of thing with all the days. What I wanted initially, I kind of pictured when I first wrote the script, is that you sort of have the Shining sound cues of like whoosh, when you see all the different days. That was my initial idea. That part at the end was edited right on the cut, instead of having sort of holding it for a little and having them both look, which is what the original one at the top did. You can hear sort of Gautier at the background. And that was all just kind of Graham's improving there, with them in the background. We did this so many times, and we just started cracking up. Notice they're in the same formation as they were last time. There's Graham in the background. I just had to record him doing this while they both sort of gave their looks to each other. I do like these little moment between the two. And I also like this moment between the two. You can actually hear him sort of talking about it in the background. You can see, or sorry, not talking. You can still hear him sing in the background right when we cut to this shot here. I guess at this point I'll sort of talk about the development. What was sort of interesting at one point was we sort of had this crazy scheduling thing going on where we're basically just no one scheduled get together. We actually shot the whole thing in 6 days over sort of the period of maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And what's interesting is that, it's what people always say about, filmmaking is full of compromises. And there came a certain point where I realized I had a bigger script, probably would have put us at 35, 40 minutes if we'd shot that. But what I did was I cut it down, and I sort of just cut scenes down to their most basic, and then I also changed the ending. The ending was sort of full of a lot of crazy hijinks, and we just didn't kind of have the time or the means to do that with everyone's schedule. I mean, we have a lot of full cast scenes in here, and if I were to do this again, I certainly would have written the script differently so we wouldn't need as many full cast scenes. But, the whole thing's a learning process, I guess. These glasses are sort of supposed to represent Jay sort of, I guess, coming back to what he's really funny and there's a really magnetic presence on camera, but what I almost wanted was just, him just coming back to what he maybe is, his truthful self, his actor self. You actually see the glasses in the flashback as well, so there's something sort of, I guess, a return there maybe to his more cerebral self. And here I just love this part too. I sort of directed Julia just to lie sloth-like on Shelby or Devon's shoulder, and then Devon sort of just reacted to that by sort of just trying to nudge her off, being a little distracted by it. So that was fun. I like that, and I think Julia is also really funny, and then Devon is too. These three are really funny, and they really managed to be pretty truthful with everything as well. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to establish, is the fact that these two are actually really the so-called prodigies of the class. If there was a drama class that we would go and see, these are the top of the class people. Tom and Emily are not. So, I guess it depends on what you respect. Do you respect hard work, or do you respect talent? Or is true legitimacy a balance between the two? Because these two are talented, but they can apply themselves, and Tom and Emily apply themselves to everything but aren't necessarily talented to back it up. And I guess you can even judge us as actors or filmmakers in the same vein, you know? Who are we? What are we trying to do here? And now we're back to the handheld shot. Now they're gone. So now they're really free to do anything. They're freed up in a sense. Thank God he doesn't want to be a part of this process. That's why he says that. Stacy had a cold today, so that day. I mean, so what I was talking about as well was just the fact that I just had to write the script down, and this was sort of part of that new ending, and I just remember sort of I wanted something introspective, something that wasn't necessarily, because I realized I didn't want to do a half-assed version of what we had before. I wanted to make it, if this is, now we're going down, you know, now we're gonna drop something. It has to be a sigh of relief, and it has to be to almost be calm. And this sort of leads to, I guess, our point really, which is Stacy's character saying, destroy what is not essential in art. And what this is supposed to mean, I guess, is just the fact that these two are their relationship, their collaboration is what is essential in the process. And here he's neglecting, taking that lesson, he's neglecting the Mischievous Cottage, which was the fruit of something that wasn't inspired and wasn't essential to their collaboration. Same goes for their collaboration with the other three characters. So what we're supposed to basically have here is the fact that what the true legitimacy and the true art that they're going to create is together and is going to be unified. And I'd watched sort of around this time, I sort of had rewatched this film, which I hadn't watched in a while, Fellini's 8.5, and there are definitely a lot of, I felt as though, I mean, obviously it's, you know, this is a brilliant film, I would kill to make a film like this, but it's basically just in terms of plot and in terms of, you know, the idea of sort of wanting to do something truthful and then just getting over your head. And that is a detour, right? That's the whole idea. Now this scene was right here from the first draft, and it was actually kind of inspired by in Fight Club, where the two main characters sort of talk about who they'd fight if they could, and then they just sort of say, oh, historical figure, who'd you fight, you know, or Abraham Lincoln, Gandhi, and then, you know, stuff like that. And I just thought that scene was just so, it just to me creates such a, if you want to establish a specific friendship, I guess, or a friendship based around something, and for them it's fighting, and for this it's film, you know, just sort of that passion going on there. That's what I really wanted. And I also sort of, I guess, sort of had both of them have their specific tastes. I mean, Tom likes sort of more like, more sort of methodical, like mysteries, that kind of stuff. So stuff all about logistics, like Kubrick's The Killing, and where she likes sort of these intuitive, earthy things. Like, this shot here is actually a little closer than the one before. And sort of to tie into Fellini's 8.5, which we see earlier on, I sort of wanted to go back to the 8.5 theme, if anyone recognizes that. But that's sort of the idea, is that we're tying the two up together. And it's the idea that it's a rediscovery, just like in that film, we have sort of a rediscovery of what filmmaking is, what creativity is. And now we're out of the detour in a sense. And I love that shot that ends it, because it's sort of just a unifying vision. I'm proud of that shot, I guess. Because it's to them unifying, them looking out into an abyss and saying, what am I gonna do? You know, what's our work? What are we gonna do? Devin Bain, Stacy, Jolena Collins, Hayden Finkelstein, Julia Gartha. I love that vacant look she gives, that's really funny. And Dallas, this was another take I was gonna use, of them all walking in, just because he gives this like ridiculous face. There's Graham and his cameos, really funny. And here's me, and I think you'll be able to. Oh, you can kind of see the Pizza or Pizza Hut logo there. There's some of the different things we sort of referenced in there. I just thought we'd put those in just for the sake of copyright. And yeah, Pass the Joke Production. Thank you so much for listening to the commentary if you actually did. And that's it. Keep watching Pass the Joke, because we're probably going to make more films and shit. Bye.